Oh, here we go.
Perhaps.
Here we go. I found it. Okay. Here we go. Alright, so we're about to do the 12 Akatsuki members ranked. Now, I have a good idea as to where certain Akatsuki members should be ranked, but, let's see what happens here.
No symbol in the Naruto world will ever be as terrifying as a crimson cloud on a black cloak. The Akatsuki organization was a plague that very nearly destroyed the entire world. Villages were obliterated, friends were lost, and for years, the fate of every person on the planet hung on a knife's edge. As powerful as the organization itself was, it's important to separate the individual members and focus on their content.
The 12 Akatsuki members ranked. Okay. So here's the thing about this. They're counting Juzo, Yaiko, and they're also counting Kabuto, as well as Orochimaru. So, and Sasuke too. I'm gonna be very, very real right now for a second. I don't know how fully, accurate this is, but, watch them make Hidan #1. They better not. They better not. Oh my god! Okay. Well, I'm gonna have a lot. Alright, I have a lot. I just swelled myself on some rankings, and I'm about to be really pissed off.
Contributions that made the team so formidable. So, naturally, we have to ask, which one was the best? Somehow, it feels almost unfair to judge Juzo against the other Akatsuki members. Itachi's first partner in the team, and one of the legendary 7 swordsmen of the...
Alright, so Juzo is in last place, by the way. Even though we have gotten a little bit to show from him. But by the way, watch who they put below then they have, like, Yaiko above him, too.
Mist didn't last long in the organization, despite his impressive skills. Like the other swordsmen, Juzo had a specialized blade and expert water-release jutsu. Too bad it wasn't enough to save him. It's kind of sad that Akatsuki became the symbol of terror in the shinobi world, considering the lofty goals its founder Yahiko formed it on. The Naruto-esque ninja was a victim of the constant infighting of the shinobi war. All he wanted was to overthrow the evil in his world.
How do you rank... I don't think Yaiko would be above Juzo, right? If we're, like, looking at all their feats, like, from this perspective, right? Because Juzo was, like, a former member of, like, the head of freaking... was a swordsman. Watch them make Zetsu #1. Oh, God.
To finally bring an end to all global conflict. Ironically, the organization he created to do that led to one of the most brutal conflicts the world had ever seen.
How is Yaiko, though, ranked above Juzo? At least we've seen some shit from him. Like, to be honest, like, we haven't really seen a lot out of what... I honestly would put Juzo above Yaiko, but that's, like, only the first issue of this list.
Ultimately, Yaiko's powers as both a ninja and as a leader came up too short for him to see his dream come true.
What do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? He literally didn't do anything.
Not every ninja can succeed as much as Naruto has, I guess.
The only time that he actually was doing shit was when he was dead and one of Pain's controlled one of Pain's paths.
In many ways, Black Zetsu was...
You put the fucking blob at fucking first... Also, by the way, this is 15 Akatsuki members rank, not fucking 12. So fuck off of your clickbait, CBR. And second of all, you put the guy that wanted to go home to his mommy above fucking Juzo and Yaiko? Are you serious? You put the guy that ran tail to his mommy above those guys? Oh, but by the way, it gets worse.
Ninja among ninja. The guy was able to play shinobi history itself. He manipulated everyone from the earliest days of the ninja world to Madara Uchiha himself.
How does that make him strong?
That being said, none of the Zetsu were true powerhouses. As automaton, they mostly served as fodder for the ninja war. Still, Black Zetsu was a true master of manipulation, infiltration, and sabotage.
Okay, that doesn't make him strong. What are you ranking these people on? Fucking strength or something? What?
If it weren't for
Well, like, I would assume that based off how you're, like, ranking these people, so, like, where, like, your feat, where, like, what feats does Zetsu really have? He has no power!
So catching him in the end and sending him back to Kaguya, he'd likely be starting all over with his plans to manipulate the world to bring her back yet again. Sometimes, being a one ninja army isn't as valuable as being the sneakiest creature in the world. Deidara really...
They put Deidara in dead last! Are you kidding me with this bullshit? They deadass said to themselves, yes, let's make Deidara 12th. Are you serious? They put Kabuto on this list. Fucking Kabuto. Despite not really being a part of the Akatsuki.
really raised that bar in the opening arc of Shippuden. He took on the new and improved Gaara on his home turf. Not only was he able to keep Gaara at bay, but he brought the Kazekage down by nearly destroying his village itself.
And you put him at 12!
Deidara utilizes clay explosives that he can control at will. He doesn't just use this technique to become a more threatening shinobi.
Oh, I'm really gonna be pissed off.
He himself to be something of an artist in the explosive arts. It's no wonder he was part.
Deidara is below Hidan. He's below Hidan! He's below Hidan!
Ultimately, every artist has to contend with the next generation arriving to overthrow them. For Deidara, that artist was Sasuke Uchiha, who finally brought the explosive expert to his final end.
Okay, let's just be very clear about this. Deidara's suicide bombed. Sasuke did not do shit. They put Kakuzu below Hidan. Are you kidding me right now?
In many ways, Kakuzu was the problem child of the Akatsuki organization. The mercenary was never all that concerned with the other members of the team or the organization's mission. He was just the group's hired agent of destruction, who kept destroying every partner they paired him up with. It wasn't until he was thrown another immortal, Hidan, that
Kabuto wasn't, but he wasn't really a part of the Akatsuki. I mean, by that logic, that fucking sand guy that was used as Itachi's clone, I forgot the guy's name, but he was like Naruto's only kill of the series. By that logic, he's also a part of the Akatsuki.
that he was able to function properly in the group. Kakuzu's body was made up of tendrils that sewed him together like a rag doll who could steal...
No, they don't have Zetsu. No, they don't have white Zetsu on here. They just have Zetsu in general. It's like one entry, but still, it's just like... Kakuzu below Hidan is ridiculous.
Other people's organs. Ultimately, his immortality was put to its final test when Kakashi and Naruto brought his long-lived reign of terror to a brutal end. Orochimaru's pupil and the Chunin exam turncoat Kabuto never really seemed like he would amount to much in the series.
Again, like, are we just saying that, like, Kabuto was, like, work for the Akatsuki, or, like, was a spy due to, like, Sasori's bullshit? But Naruto didn't kill the Akatsuki clone. Yeah, I'm calling BS on this one, too. Why is Kabuto a part of this list? He wasn't really a part of the Akatsuki, to be honest. He was just, like, he wasn't really, like, all that, you know? Like, he wasn't even rocking the fucking red clouds and shit. The only one who really did that was Orochimaru. Man, even still, if I'm being very honest right now, if you want to include Kabuto with Sage Snake Moon and shit, I'm gonna be honest, that guy's higher than a lot of people on this list too. Kisame, Sasori, Hidan. I think that he's even above, like, Prime Nagato, to be honest. And that's most because of what he can do with fucking Edo Tensei. Like, I understand that's probably not... Like, the only reason the entire The only person he really, the only real bad L that he took was with Snake Sage mode was Itachi, and that's because he had fucking Izanami.
He was primarily a medical ninja, which initially didn't make him seem like much of a threat. That all changed in Shippuden when he joined forces with Akatsuki.
Join forces. He didn't join them. He worked with them, not join them.
Surprisingly,
he was not a member.
Kabuto ended up proving himself as one of the team's most valuable members. He was able to use
Also, if they're counting Sasuke, is it just his Taka run or anything else? I'm gonna call that they literally are gonna say Taka run. I'm gonna call it that they're gonna put Sasuke at like, they're gonna say Sasuke is just gonna be like they're gonna like say his Taka run, but they're gonna include Feast in the war arc and shit. Like, oh my god.
World reincarnation to summon a ton of fallen shinobi to take on the rest of the world. For a shinobi who thought he was so smart, he made one critical error. If you were lucky enough to live in a world where Itachi Uchiha is deceased, don't resurrect him. That should have been a no-brainer. I've always had a soft spot for the 7 ninja swords.
Why is Kisame at fucking 9? What are y'all doing right now? Below Hidan. Okay, so let's repeat this, by the way. They if we're counting Kabuto in this, they have Hidan above Deidara, above Kakuzu, above Kabuto, and above Kisame.
Of the Mist ever since Zabuza dropped in on the first arc to show just how awesome Naruto could be. So, you can imagine my excitement when I saw that Akatsuki had a Zabuza of their own, packing a bigger sword and a lot more power. Kisame possessed massive chakra reserves that earned him the nickname the Tailed Beast Without a Tail. Combined with his chakra-absorbing blade and his incredible water-release jutsu, Kisame truly stood above all the other swordsmen of the Mist. It's just too bad that Kisame decided to go up against Might Guy. If you're a shinobi that prioritizes brute strength, do not take on Might Guy.
Why is fucking Kisame at fuck below Hidan?
Sasori may have been the first Akatsuki member we—
Oh my god! Stop! Stop! You put... you put Hidan above Deidara, Kakuzu, Kabuto, Kisame, and now Sasori. Y'all have gotta be stopped.
We ever saw get obliterated, but I don't think it's because he was one of the weaker members of the team. Teaming up with Sasori's grandmother and mentor Chiyo was likely the only way Sakura could have ever taken the ultimate puppet master down. Sasori was like a Russian nesting doll of brutal puppet weapons, made from normal puppets, living human puppets like the third Kazekage, and his own body. His ability to utilize techniques like Iron Sand along with performance of 100 puppets proved that Sasori wasn't only one of the deadliest soldiers in Akatsuki, but a true artist like Deidara as well.
At least I got one thing right. Deidara has literally said that Sasori's stronger than him.
While the Akatsuki were all—
And there he is! He done! Way too high! Oh my god!
brutal criminals, few of them actually demonstrated just how merciless they could be to the fans themselves. Hidan certainly proved himself to be a true monster when he devastated fans by taking Asuma's life. He was able to link his body to Asuma's, basically turning his own flesh.
But he has only physical strength. If you just dodge him, he literally and chop his head off while Kakuzu's not around, he has no threat. He's no threat at all. You just don't allow him to stay in that fucking circle if you're one of the top tier threats in Akatsuki, like, I don't know, Sasori, Kisame, Kabuto, fucking Kakuzu, and Deidara. All of them would shit on Hidan. Because especially since because his immortality does not mean shit if he can't put his body back together.
Into a voodoo doll. all he had to do was deliver upon himself a fatal blow to bring Asuma down for good.
Who cares?
This demise led to one of the greatest showdowns in the series, his battle with Shikamaru.
By this logic, Shikamaru's like, what is... I mean, I respect the hell of Shikamaru, but like, come on,
Even
man.
though Hidan's immortality and his blood-linking jutsu made him far more powerful than Shikamaru, the younger shinobi was still able to obliterate his body and leave him to rot for all eternity. Hidan may be one of the scariest shinobi in Akatsuki, but he's no Shikamaru. Never mess with Shikamaru. I think pretty much
Orochimaru. No. Absolutely not. At number 6? I don't know where you put Orochimaru, to be honest, but I don't think that he definitely wouldn't be above Kisame, I think. I think Kisame is just too much of an... How far would we rank... How far do you rank... He's not above Seijimo Kabuto either. So... I guess the only other question is, like, who would he neg on among this, like... Who would he do well against on this list, to be honest? Because, like... Guess what? Fucking hell, man. Yeah, this is way too high.
Everyone just assumed that former Akatsuki member Orochimaru was going to be the big bad guy of the Naruto series after he almost obliterated Konoha during the Chunin exams. He's a fierce, sadistic ninja who will resort to pretty much any tactic to...
And yet, he shouldn't be above Kisame or fucking Seijimo Kabuto. I'm not too sure about the rest, to be honest.
...win a fight or to just stay alive. His vast knowledge of inhuman jutsu saw him defy his own...
How are they ranking them? I'm pretty sure it's off of strength, but apparently apparently they're gonna rank Zetsu above fucking Yaiko and Juzo, even though Zetsu's a bitch who runs to his mama.
And then overcome his old master, Sarutobi. If Orochimaru had just given up on his obsession with gaining an Uchiha body, he might have been able to overcome Akatsuki as the greatest villain in the series. Unfortunately, his obsession led to nothing but failure. He's still kicking around in Boruto. There's still a chance that Orochimaru will rise to his potential as the biggest villain the series has ever seen. He just needs to figure out a forbidden jutsu that will allow him to overcome his obsessions.
Oh my
Conan
god.
may be the Akatsuki.
Conan at 5. Are you shitting me? Okay, I don't care about what she did against Obito. Let's be very real about this. Conan studied him for many years, and she came up with a meticulous plan to stop him for many years. And create a strategy just for him. And it still failed because of Izanagi. Now, I'm being very real. What is that doing against Seijimo Kabuto? What is that doing against Deidara, Kakuzu, Kisame, Sasori? What is she doing against those guys? I think she is above Kidan. I agree with that. But what is she doing against the rest of these guys? I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to clap Conan's cheeks too. I want to give her that. I don't care if I get a paper cut on my swan. I don't care. I want to clap her cheeks. Seijimo Kabuto. Is Zetsu, like, below Juso, below Yaiko, below Hidan? Kakuzu's a lot higher. I don't agree with that at all. Like, I just don't... Like, the plan was specifically designed for Obito, and it still failed. I don't care, because Izanagi. Again, I want to clap... I don't care if I want to clap them cheeks. I want to clap them cheeks, but... We should not, but we can't do this right here. We can't.
Member who gets the least attention, but it doesn't mean that she isn't insanely powerful. I could go into great detail about how interesting and innovative her paper jutsu is, but I feel like that's just beating around the bush. Conan can summon 600 billion exploding paper tags that could level an entire city. What more do I even need to say? Now, it's entirely possible that under a different set of circumstances, Itachi Uchiha could have
Okay, that's Itachi.
been the most powerful shinobi to ever live. He was the very first member of Akatsuki we ever met, and he really set the tone for the terror that was to follow.
Didn't he also say that he was underestimating her when he got serious? He immediately killed her. Yeah, he did.
Utilizing his Mangekyo Sharingan to immobilize Kakashi into a frozen state of psychic torture showed that these guys were on a level that we'd have to wait until the spin-off to see our heroes get to. We would then learn that Itachi was the one who wiped out the entire Uchiha clan, which is no small feat. His final showdown with Sasuke proved that we only ever saw a glimpse of his true potential. If it weren't for his
Itachi below Sasuke. I need a little more. I need to figure out where their rankings, what feats are putting Sasuke on.
Wiping him out in the end, Itachi may have dwarfed all of his teammates as the scariest monster in the entire world. Recruiting Sasuke Uchiha into Akatsuki was both one of the best and worst decisions the team ever made. Like his brother, Sasuke was a true prodigy who had learned advanced techniques from world-renowned ninja.
So they're showing him with his Rinnegan. If that's the case, he should be above Pain and he should be above Obito.
Kakashi and Orochimaru. More than that, Sasuke had the passion to see his goals for a new shinobi world come to life.
So this is worse because they literally have Sasuke below Pain and freaking Obito, but they're not taking into account his but they seem to be taking into account his feats in the Fountain Valley. I don't know. This is just that's bullshit.
Easy to see a world where
Sasuke, if we're being honest, Sasuke would probably be number one based off if we're talking Fountain Valley.
He remained with the Akatsuki and took over Obito's spot as the head of the organization. In a way, he was already practicing it by having his own private squad of Akatsuki members. Taka mirrors the beginnings of Akatsuki as a team.
Also, if we're being real here, where's Suigetsu, Karin, or Jugo? If they don the Akatsuki robes, where the fuck are they? You should have done 20 Akatsuki members. Oh wait, you guys don't have the fucking foresight, do you? You don't!
Elite younger ninja banded together for common goals that went against conventional morality. If he was placed under Madara's wing and you...
Yeah, but I don't know, but since they're showing Rinnegan, the Rinnegan Sasuke, I have to assume they're counting that too, right?
Used his Rinnegan and Sharingan for...
They did! They did! Oh my god!
Akatsuki ends, the entire world would likely be under Kaguya's spell.
Sasuke scales above, in the Final Valley, scales above Pain and Obito. Are you serious right now? How do you fuck this up so badly?
Unfortunately, Sasuke had to ruin it all by turning on the team. Together with his old friends, he not only stopped Akatsuki, but the goddess who was controlling Akatsuki all along. Now, there may be some personal bias for this one, because to me, the Pain vs. Naruto fight is one of the highest points of the entire series. Naruto had been building to the point where he would finally prove to the entire village that he was their greatest hero since episode 1. In order to cross that threshold, they were going to have to throw him up against an enemy far greater than any he had faced before. Nagato's 6 Paths of Pain technique very nearly brought the show to a grinding halt. He was able to wipe out Konoha, including many of the top-tier shinobi who gave it their all defending the village.
And yet he still should not be above fucking Sasuke. If we're taking his Final Valley feats into consideration.
Naruto brought the pain to Pain and helped Nagato gain peace. In the end, Nagato was not only able to more or less wipe Konoha off the map.
Actually, a better question is if we're saying that who would rank above, would MS Sasuke would MS Sasuke before he got EMS, would he and it was the 5 Kage summon Sasuke, would he rank above Pain in terms of, or are they around equal, or Sasuke a little bit weaker? That's a better question. Because Final Valley Sasuke wipes the floor of Pain.
but save it as well. That Rinnegan of his was no joke. The big reveal that the silly Akatsuki agent Toby was actually Kakashi's old rival and original owner of his Sharingan, Obito Uchiha, instead of Madara, was one of the show's best twists. They followed this up by showing just how formidable an opponent the would-be leader of the Akatsuki truly is. Utilizing Sharingan and Rinnegan abilities on top of his impressive skills as a top-tier shinobi, Obito had not just Kakashi and his team on the ropes, but the entire world as well. Once he sealed the Ten Tails into himself, he overcame even Nagato as the most powerful of the
and yet he should not be above freaking Final Valley Sasuke.
Classic Akatsuki team at last. Obito may not have been Akatsuki's final boss like he thought he was, but he certainly proved that he was worthy of holding his place above the likes of Itachi and the others.
This list sucked. It absolutely sucked. Oh my god. How does one at this freaking like, first of all, they had 15 choices instead of 12, right? They said 12 Akatsuki members ranked. They were ranking this is a top 15 list. Second of all, you rank Juzo and Yayako below freaking Zetsu. You rank Konan above Seijimo Kabuto and fucking guys like Kisame and really? And then even that, and even Orochimaru, I don't know. It's then on top of that, I mean I like Konan again. I want to clap them cheeks myself. Don't care if I get a paper cut. I'll risk it all. But come on, man, come on. But, and on top of that, oh, God. You have Final Valley Sasuke on this list, but you rank him below Pain and this is bad. This is just really bad. It's just, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna take a nap or something. This was really bad. I'll